everyone, my name is Abby. I like to read, and I made the poor decision to give my dog a loud bone right before I started filming this. So, gosh, that's gonna be so loud. I'm sorry. At first I was like, hey, why don't I make like a more relaxing reading vlog? And I talk like a little bit quieter, and it's just a little bit more of a relaxing experience. And so that was my plan, but then I just kind of ruined that by giving my dog a bone, so sorry. So I haven't done a reading vlog in a couple weeks. My most recent one was more of like a spoiler reading vlog. I was reading From Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout. Oh my gosh, that's so loud. I'm gonna try to just go away from him. And I like that style because I was able to talk more about the book, but I felt like with there being spoilers, I was kind of like not including a whole part of my audience because maybe they haven't read the book and they don't want to be spoiled. So I've decided I'm going to do kind of the same thing where I will include spoilers, but I am going to put a picture of the book in the corner if I am saying spoilers. So you'll always be warned, and you can just like click through that and get to the non-spoiler stuff if you want to. So I think I'm going to try that this time. I'm just kind of exploring stuff. So we'll see how it works out. Why did I start filming right now? Okay. Oh my goodness. So I did get some book mail, so I'll start with that. Actually, I'll start with what I'm reading right now. I'm currently reading A Kingdom of Flesh and Fire by Jennifer L. Armentrout. So this is what I'm going to be mostly talking about for this reading vlog. How many pages in? Not very far. I'm on page 67, and it is good so far. I guess I'll just start with a spoiler, so I'll just put like stuff here. Not spoilers for this book, but From Blood and Ash, the first one. So, you know, all the shit went down, and we found out that Poppy is half, I forget what they're called, Asterian? Something, like vampire or something. It's kind of hard to distinguish between, because they're vampires, Atlanteans, that's what they're, Atlanteans. They're like vampire-esque, but then also the Ascendants are also vampire-esque, except the Ascended, they feed off humans, and the, Atlanteans? I forgot the name already. They feed off each other. So, that's how it's different, but they're basically vampires. We all know it. So, I'm interested to find out more about why Poppy has her powers, because Hawk or Castile was, very like surprised. Like, I don't think it's a common thing with Atlanteans, so I'm interested to find out why she has those powers. But right now I just find their banter so funny. So like, you know, he's like, we're gonna get married, and she's like, no we're not, and he's like, you just wait. I don't know, I think their conversations are really funny. But so we're gonna stop talking about that book, and I'm gonna show you the book mail that I got on Tuesday. So I got 3 sequels to different series. The first one is The Wicked King by Holly Black. This is the second book, the sequel to The Cruel Prince, which I didn't love. I thought it was just meh, but I love this cover. I think it's really pretty. Much better than the first one, I think. I like the water on here. It's cool. So we'll see if I like that one better. I'm just not a big Carden fan. I don't really know why people like him so much. So we'll see, I guess. And then the second book is Lady Smoke by Laura Sebastian. This is the sequel to Ash Princess. I enjoyed that book. I didn't like love it, but I really enjoyed it. So I am excited to see what happens in this one. The first one was like, it was pretty like heavy for a YA book, But yeah, I also like the cover for this one. And then the last one, I read the first book in this series pretty recently, and I didn't really enjoy the first half. It was kind of boring, but I flew through the second half. I read the second half in like half a day. And that is Blood and Honey, the sequel to Serpent and Dove. And, you know, I just read Serpent and Dove, and I already really forgot about it. This is the issue that I have, guys. And I don't know, I feel like it's a common issue where I will read a book and immediately, like, once I read another book after that book, I will forget what happened in that book. Like, I read From Blood and Ash, I think the beginning of September, and it's September 22nd, and I'm reading the second one, and I'm already having to remind myself what happened in the first book. I just forget really, really easily, so oops. But yeah, Serpent and Dove, I don't really remember what happened. What happened in that book? There were the witches and then the people from the church, and they were fighting, and then forbidden love, enemies to lovers. Yeah? I feel like, so, I don't think I've found a book that has like a really good enemies to lovers trope example. I really love enemies to friends to lovers. I feel like so many books, they just transition too quickly from enemies to lovers. So if you have any recommendations for good enemies to lovers, enemies to friends to lovers, let me know, because I want to know. Also, I got some candles. These are my first bookish candles that I haven't gotten from a box subscription. I got them myself. So I'll show you those. The first candle I got is Tessa Gray, which is of course Tessa from the Infernal Devices, and it is in the scent of rose petals, burnt sugar, and passion. One thing I do love about Wick and Jane is their third scent is usually like a personality trait or an emotion, and I think that's really clever. And it is sparkly, and this is a wood wick, and so it makes cool noises when you light it. And then the second one I actually just lit it, so it's I guess it's dried up. It was just liquidy a second ago. So it is Lorcan from the Throne of Glass series, and the scent is teakwood, wood smoke, and brooding, which I love. And I like this one, I think, better than Tessa Gray. I think that this smells really good, and it is glittery, and it is also a wood wick. So yeah, I'm really happy with these. I like that they're in like the glass jars. I like that more than the tins. But yeah, those are the candles that I got, and I'm really happy with them. Come here.
Rude. Why are you doing that?
So it's been a couple weeks since I've kind of updated on where I am for Kingdom of Flesh and Fire. I really haven't read a whole lot of it. I've been super busy with work, and so I haven't done a whole lot of reading. I do listen to a lot of audiobooks, and I'll talk about one of those in a minute. But I am getting through Kingdom of Flesh and Fire. Not much is really happening. It's just kind of starting the next chapter of the story. Not too much is going on. I've noticed, so there's this thing in books where sometimes the character has like, I call it kind of like their catchphrase, like something that they say over and over again. And I know Danica Dark does this with her Crossbreed series characters, where just certain characters have these phrases that they say over and over again. And I usually like that, but sometimes in books it gets a little overused. And I think I mentioned this about Aurora Rising and Aurora Burning, where I don't remember what it is, is it the glasses? Something that it's a robot and it talks, and it always talks, and they don't want it to talk, and they always say it to go, like they tell it to go to silent mode. And they do that so many times in the books to the point where it kind of annoys me. And something about this series is whenever Poppy like tries to like hurt Hawk, or she like says something mean to him or something, he'll be like, "Ooh, you're so violent. I'm turned on by that." and she's always like, "You're so gross." And it was funny the first few times, but now it's just like, we get it. You like it when she's violent towards you. Like, you don't need to tell us every time. So that's just something that's kind of been bothering me a little bit. But other than that, the story's okay. It's a little slow right now, so I'm hoping that it picks up a little bit. But I do have a book haul. So I got this book from Amazon. I actually listened to this book on audiobook and loved it so much. I actually got an audiobook for free. I didn't realize that my membership, you can get some audiobooks for free and you could just download it. I didn't know that was a thing, but apparently it is. And I listened to The Abridged Kingdom by Danielle L. Jensen. Loved this book. I also read the second one, which was also amazing. I love the characters. I love the story. Badass female character. It was great. I highly recommend it. And I loved it so much that I wanted to have a physical copy. And then I was like, I shouldn't feel bad about buying this because I listened to it for free. So basically I'm only paying for it once, so I can justify spending like almost $30 on this book, because I think it's probably, is it self-published? I feel like that's the only reason why it would be so expensive. Or if it's like technically are adult books. I think adult books are more expensive, so it might be like categorized as adult books. But I think it might be like an indie publisher or something like that. I don't see. Yeah, I don't. Normally the publisher will be on the spine if it's a big publisher, right? Is that a thing? Yeah. And then I also got some books from the book depository. I got 2 Brandon Sanderson books because I've been really meaning to get into his adult fantasy books because I love Skyward so much. So I looked up his like Cosmere series, which is like a universe with different series inside of it. And the first one it said to read was Elantris. So I got this book. And then I also got the first book in the Mistborn trilogy, which is The Final Empire. So I got the UK covers because I liked them better. So yeah. And then I also got a third book. And I'm kind of disappointed because, so I bought the first 2 books in the Shadow and Bone trilogy. I think that's what it's called. A long time ago. Probably when they like first came out. I guess when they first came out in paperback. And then I just never, I think I read the first one but not the second one. So I'm listening to them on audiobook because I really like the narration of it. So I wanted to get the third one in hard copy. And on the picture it said that it was the old covers, but it came with the new one. So I'm a little disappointed that it showed one cover and it came with the other, but I guess that might be something that Book Depository does. I don't know. I know now, so now I know not to trust those covers. So I think I also did it with this book. I think that this was like green or something. I don't know. It's fine. It's not gonna match, but it'll be okay. I haven't tested the height. As long as it's the right height, I think I'll live. I'll live if it's not, but like I'll be a little upset. So those were the updates. Should have another Amazon order coming, but it was supposed to come yesterday, but something happened and it's late. So that should be coming either today or tomorrow. So that's exciting. I got the second book of this series, and then I also got a couple more books. This book is a lot smaller than I thought it would be. Like the audiobook seemed like it was just really long, but it's only 300, around 300 pages. So I don't know, but I really enjoyed this series. And the cover is like really smooth and silky. But that's it for this update. Not too much happening. So I'll see you next time I decide to read a book. So I was going to just do one whole reading vlog while I finished A Kingdom of Flesh and Fire, but I haven't read that book in like a week and a half. And we'll have nothing to post on Monday. So I'm just going to make this the last clip of this reading vlog. And then I will hopefully start reading again next week so that I can talk more about it. Right now, it's not my favorite book, obviously, because I'm just not reading it right now. I don't think there's anything like super wrong with it. I'm just not really feeling it. I did actually, though, pick up Scarlet by Marissa Meyer and actually finished that today. This is the second book in the Lunar Chronicles. And this book, I read this book originally in 2014 and I was like 15 or 16, and I enjoyed this book again when I reread it, but it does read like a lot younger than what I remember. Just like the love story in this book, it was a little bit like cringy. They knew each other for like a day and then they're already like in love with each other, and it's like, why is this happening? But this is just a really fun series, so I do recommend the Lunar Chronicles. I have Cress. Actually, I have the rest of them. I have Cress and then Winter, so I need to read those. I'm gonna reread Cress, and then I've never read Winter before. That's the book that I stopped at. So, but yeah, I just finished that. So, I'm also listening to Radiance. Who is that by? I don't remember. But it is like a paranormal romance. Is that what it is? I don't know. I heard a lot about it. That it has a really, really good friends to lovers trope in the story, and it does. I loved their friendship so much. I'm listening to it, so I don't remember their names, because when I read books and I read their names, it just sticks in my memory longer, but when I listen to the audiobook, I don't remember their names. Also, they're kind of like interesting, unique names, like Brishan, maybe the guy's name, and then Elenico? I don't know her name. But yeah, their friendship is amazing, and then it just really just slowly advances into a romance. It kind of was not really enemies to lovers. I mean, their people were kind of enemies, but when they met each other, they instantly had a friendship, and so I just loved that. So I'm actually not done listening to it though. I'm talking about it like I'm finished with it, but I have like an hour to listen to it. I have an hour left. So, so I think I talked about how I had an Amazon order that was late. Well, it ended up getting lost, so they sent me a replacement. So I got that yesterday. So I'll show you those books. So I got The City of Brass by S.A. Chakraborty? Chakraborty? And I've heard so many good things about this book. I don't know what it's about though. I really don't, but I've heard it's good. And then I also got Fable by Adrienne Young. I just love this cover. I also don't really know what this book is about. I feel like it might be something with the sea, just based on the cover, but I don't know. And then, guys, okay. So I got The Traitor Queen by Danielle L. Jensen, and this is the sequel to The Bridge Kingdom, and I listened to these books on Audible and I loved them, so I wanted a physical copy of them, and I was just like, I love them so much, I can justify spending more money for the hardcovers. So I got the first one, The Bridge Kingdom, first, and then I got The Traitor Queen, and I put them on my shelf. And I noticed that they are completely different sizes. And this is my biggest pet peeve when it comes to books. I don't understand why it's so hard for publishers to just make books the same size. If you work in publishing or you know something about it, can you just let me know what the thought process is behind it? Because if there's a legitimate reason why they make books different sizes in the same series, sure, I'll take that. But I just can't think of a legitimate reason why they would make the first book in a series smaller and then the rest of the books bigger. I don't understand. And it's a silly thing to be upset about, but it's just when I look at my shelf and I see the books, it makes me uncomfortable. I don't like it. So I was just really upset that I contemplated returning the books and getting the paperbacks, because I looked on Amazon. You can check the sizes, which I'm gonna be doing from now on. I'm gonna check the sizes before I buy the books, just to make sure they're the same. And I saw on Amazon that the paperbacks were the same size, but I was like, that's a lot of work. I don't know if I want to return and then go through all have to go to the UPS store. So okay guys, let me show you what I did. So I took a piece of paper and I taped it underneath the hardcover. So this is, let me see if I can show you. So this is where it normally stops, but I made the paper go because it's a ½ an inch shorter than the other one. So I just made it go to ½ an inch, and then I colored it with a color that's close. It doesn't match perfectly, but when you look at it on my shelf, let me show you. Look, you You can barely tell. Look at this. They look like they're the same size, don't they? So that made me really happy. I just did a little, like, 5-minute craft thing. So, yeah, it makes me much happier to look at my bookshelf now. So I guess that's all that matters. I don't have to spend the time to try to, return them and get the paperbacks. But I just hope that the third book in the series, when that comes out, it'll be the same height as the second one, so like the bigger one, because I don't want to have the first book be smaller, the second book be bigger, and then the third book be smaller. Then I'll have to do the whole craft thing with the third one, and that would just be annoying. At that point, if that happens, then I'm just gonna return them or just sell them and then buy the paperbacks, because I don't want to deal with that. But yes, that is it for this reading vlog. I didn't read the book that I was supposed to be reading during this reading vlog. Look at its little cheeky cheek. It's so stretchy. Anyways, but I did read 2 other books. Did I tell you that I finished Assassin's Blade? I think I did. Those are the only books that I've read in October so far, and it's like a third of the way through. So, guys, I'm struggling with the reading. I'm struggling. So hopefully this week I will read more of A Kingdom of Flesh and Fire, and then I can talk about it more, because this reading vlog was supposed to be about that book, but we got a little derailed. But that is it for this video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. Comment down below, do you have a bookish pet peeve? And if you do, what is it? Mine is cover changes and height changes. I don't like them. Subscribe if you want to see more content, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys. So I'm just gonna make this the last